Hey everybody, it's Holly from the Urban Homesteader, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that is not very fun or enjoyable, but it's also real, and it's something that needs to be discussed. And today's story is going to be talking to you from my own personal experience. Before we get into it, I would like to mention that I am not a vet, and I'm doing the best that I can. I'm learning every single day, and we're going to just talk about it. So this started the end of December, so a long time ago, and this has been my focus for about 3 months now. I have been not doing any video recording because I have been so focused on what is happening in my backyard flock. So I believe that my flock now has Marek's disease, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the signs and symptoms of that and how they came through in my flock anyway, but I also want you to know that this is a big deal. And honestly, I'm quite surprised now that I've learned what I've learned that I haven't had any issues with this disease until now. I've been keeping chickens for about 5 years now, and I'm just shocked from what I've learned, but let's get into it. So end of December came, and one of my chickens, one day was fine. They were all fine. The next day I go out there and one of my chickens is having problems walking. Her wings are flapping around. She's trying to keep her balance. Would fall over, a little lethargic. Something was not right, but it happened seriously overnight. So one of the first things that you need to do when you see something wrong with any of your chickens is pull them from the flock, because you don't know what is wrong. And if you're unsure, it's okay. Pull them and then figure it out. Don't leave your chicken out there and hope for the best, because it could be as detrimental as Marek's is, and you could be hurting the rest of your flock without knowing that you're doing that. So that's what I did. I pulled her out, actually put her in this kennel, and within 5 days she was gone. Marek's disease takes over very, very quickly, and basically it's kind of like it's a virus, chicken virus, only chickens, and it creates tumors inside their body, and in the form that happened in my chickens, they were all basically paralyzed. So they aren't able to walk, they're not able to eat, get to their drinkers, and they lose weight immediately, and it's horrible to watch. So soon after that, I would say I kept on pulling chickens about every week, and I would lose them just as quickly. And I also want you to know that I chose the option to do euthanasia. Knowing that they have Marek's disease, they will not recover from that. And when I watched the first chicken pass away, it was such a horrible experience. And then finding out that they will not be able to recover, culling them myself was the best option for me. And for them, I mean, I can't imagine the life that they were living in their last days. It was no good. So that happened. I lost actually 5 chickens that way, and it was pretty horrible. So once we got to later on, I would say early February, then I got a chicken that ended up with wry neck one day. So wry neck is when their neck gets real twisted, and if they kind of look at the world upside down. It is bizarre. That also came on very quickly, and found out that could potentially be a part of Marek's disease. But with wry neck, it's actually curable, or they're able to live with it. I will say that much. And then soon after that, I had another chicken, happened to be this one below me. This is Strudel. She had horrible respiratory. She was, again, fine one day. The next day I went out there, and her breathing was just labored and rattly. And very, very hard for her. And so I pulled her out. So I had 2 in here at the time. Both were getting medicated, and we can talk about that. I do feel like I have this kind of wrapped up. I know that Marek's is just constantly now going to be there. I kind of explain it to people like the parvovirus in puppies. So if a puppy doesn't get their parvo shot, they could potentially die from that because they have not they've not been medicated for that. and that'll kill them. And parvo is just out everywhere as well, much like Marek's is. So I feel like I've been keeping chickens for 5 years. It's kind of crazy that I haven't, excuse me, it's kind of crazy that I haven't had this Marek's disease come in any sooner than 5 years later. So to me, that's strange, honestly, now knowing what I know. I do think that the last 9 that I adopted, I think it came from them because they kind of came in at the same time. They're all at the right age to have Marek's disease. I don't believe that their owners knew that that they were carriers. There was no ill intention here. I just think that this is just part of chicken keeping. Also, not to know that. Now, is this going to affect how I adopt later on? Probably. I'm probably going to be finding out if any of these chickens that I want to come into my flock, if they've been vaccinated or not. I'm also having to wait until springtime in order to do a major clean out of the coops. I can't do anything on because things are frozen. My plan is to take out, excuse me, thank you. My plan is to take out all of the, I've got wood chips out there and get grass clipping and that sort of thing. I'm bringing all of that out and I'm going to burn it. A deep clean of the coops, which is something I do every spring. I'm just going to keep trying because I do love having these chickens, and we're going to see what I can go. So, this is why I left up. You're just so funny. Okay, so let's talk about some medications. So, obviously in the wintertime, everybody needs a little bit of a boost, including ale. Come on now. So this is just general practice for me. Every winter, I always give them vitamins and electrolytes, and this is just something that I put in their water. When it starts to get pretty cold, it's just general practice. Like I said, it just always goes in their water. Pretty much every time I refill their drinkers, they're getting a little bit of a boost. So then when Kraut came in with the Rhineck, that was more of a mineral deficiency. So I decided to up my game, and I found this called Poultry Cell. I found this at a Tractor Supply store. And this has more than what this does. So I thought, I'm going to add this to her water. And then that actually worked pretty well for her. She still has a little bit of twisting in her neck, and we're going to go see her a little bit later. But she's doing much, much better. And you'll see in these videos that I'm posting throughout my talk here how she improved and other things that you'll see the difference of. But Kraut never lost her sass at all. And she is definitely one of my favorites. So love her. Anyway, so then I decided, since that worked so well for her, and this is just, like I said, an extra boost of my minerals and that sort of thing and vitamins, I decided to put this in the water for all the chickens. So everybody outside is drinking this right now. And you can see that it doesn't look very attractive, but that's just the color. It kind of looks like molasses in here. But good stuff in here for these chickens. Now, if they're on any of these medications, any eggs that they lay are still okay. This is just vitamins and minerals. No different than people, just an extra boost for them. Nothing to worry about. Now, when Strudel came in with her respiratory infection, that was a different story. I needed to find out what I could do for her to treat. Didn't know if she was going to be saved or not, but I, of course, did some research and looked into it. And then I found this item. This is called Tylosin. I think I'm saying that right. Totally not sure. This little bit of envelope, little itty-bitty envelope, cost me about $55. Some people might think I'm crazy. It's just a chicken, but to me, those are my pets, and I care for them, and I want to give them the best life possible. This is also good for 20 gallons. So in reality, I don't hope to be using all of this, but if I need it, at least now I've got it on hand. So I mix everything in just these milk jugs, recycled milk jugs, and I've got them labeled so I know what's in them and can deal with that. Now, this medication, you do need to hold eggs. Now, even if you wanted to feed them back to the chickens, which a lot of people do. In fact, I've given eggs to these chickens, not any eggs. Actually, nobody in here has ever been laying eggs because they're not feeling well. So that's kind of one of the things. But if they do, if you're feeding them this medication, this Tylosin, throw the eggs away. Don't give them back to any animals. They're not good for anything. Just throw them in the trash. And then once you are done giving this medication, wait for sure a week. That's what we're doing with her right now. She actually got put back on normal water today because her improvement is so good. Of course, I don't want them in this garage. I want them outside with their friends and doing chicken things out there, but I want them to be healthy as well. So I'm keeping her in here She's going to be in here for about another week, only on water, just to make sure that her rattle and her respiratory doesn't come back. So that's that. This is Hope down here. Hope had kind of a puffy face, and I'm not exactly sure. She's super mellow, and she always has been, so it's hard to know if this is lethargic or if this is just her personality. But she seems to be doing really well. She's also on Tylosin right now, just giving her a little bit of a boost. I'm probably going to be switching her over to Poultry Cell just for those extra minerals and that sort of thing. But she's going to be in here probably the same amount of days as Strudel is. And then we come to Hope. So, I'm sorry, this is Ale. The chatty one is Ale. So Ale is just awesome. Her personality is super cool. But yesterday, I went out there and her palm was bleeding and she had blood all over her neck. I don't know who is picking on her, and I don't know why, because she's kind of awesome. And but I needed to pull her, because if I don't pull her out there, they're going to continue to peck on her and keep bleeding. She's clearly upset about the situation too. And I don't want her in this cage. This cage is too small. I'm out of cages. My plan is to make her stay in here tonight, just to make sure she's okay. Give her a little bit of a break. Give her a breather. I'm going to be continuing to put on this Hen Healer. This is just an ointment, basically, that I put on her colon earlier this morning. Honestly, I could probably put it on again. It looks like it's all been kind of brought into her system. But she looks pretty good. But I'll show you. It's the color of blue, and they say that like if I were to put her out with the other chickens, they won't see that blue, and then they'll stop picking on her. But I don't know if I believe that or not. I'm going to keep her in here, and I'm going to keep her safe. Hopefully she can heal up a little bit. And we'll work from there. But anyway, you guys, it's kind of a long, drawn-out story. I do want to end this with a positive note, and I do want to take you outside so that you can see what rye neck looks like in the early stages comparable to later stages. So Kraut still has a little bit of a twist in her neck, but she's holding her own, and she is just doing great. And let's go check it out. Well, here's Kraut today, and you can see that she's doing pretty well. She still has a little bit of a twist to her neck, but it's not terrible, and it certainly has been improving. I've been checking on her more often than the average person probably would be, but I just want to make sure that she's, doing okay. She's able to get to her food and her water, so you're doing pretty great, aren't you? You probably just want to get down and get back to dust bathing. I can do that. There you go. And off she goes. So, you guys, I just wanted to share these stories with you just to kind of put it out there that, not everything not just with chickens, but just with homesteading, nothing is perfect. Nothing is easy. And sometimes bad things happen, and we have to just have that in our minds that that's something that we have to deal with. And I do think that we are all trying to do the best that we can and just trying to figure it out along the way. So that's my story for today. And I thank you for, again, watching and tagging along and asking great questions. I love having conversations with people outside of the yard and having them wondering all sorts of things. So that's been fun too. But thanks again for following and watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we will see you guys soon.